Something from nothing leaves nothing.
Just cut it in half. I don't care.
Yeah. Hi, I'm Adam.
I'm Ethan. Welcome to Way to Manhood. We are talking about something today that is very near and dear to my heart. And by that, I mean, it makes me, I don't want to say violently angry. Because I'm not violent. You know, I'm peace. Love peace. Mm-hmm. Unless it's not an option, then go full bore. Mm-hmm. You know, but we're talking today about husbands or sons, I guess, right? Could be. Helping around the house.
Yeah. Guys doing stuff around the house.
Yeah.
Yep.
How do you feel about it?
I do what I'm told. No, I'm just kidding.
He's not kidding.
Yeah. Which, we're empty nesters now. So, our kids are all gone. But something that my wife always said when the kids were at home is that our daughters-in-law are going to love her because our boys were raised to do their own stuff. They did their own laundry and, they did dishes, they cleaned, and I mean like inspection type cleaning, because I would go in there and inspect. And,
y'all had inspections in the Air Force?
And
I thought that was just a military thing.
So they were just a military thing.
All right, I got it out of my system early in the episode, though.
Okay.
I think you mentioned that on a previous episode, not the inspection part, because I would have remembered that, but about how your daughters-in-law would love you. And I think that we also mentioned in an episode about how I kind of sometimes picture a narrator talking about what I'm doing in the moment as a way to take myself out and self-evaluate and change my perspective and say, am I doing what I need to be doing right this minute? And it's kind of similar to what is someone else saying about how I'm leading my family right now. And they get perspective based on a lot of times how your children behave. Ours, by no means saying we're perfect fathers, but I get compliments a lot for how respectful my kids are. They say, yes, sir, no, sir, yes, ma'am, no, ma'am. Which is funny because when they're in the house, I get a lot of yeah.
I was just thinking the same thing. Yeah.
It's like, why do it at home too? What's wrong with you guys?
Yeah.
But they're a direct reflection of your leadership. Speaking of that, when we used to get in trouble in basic, our drill sergeants used to dare us to say that we're a direct reflection of our leadership. You never say that. Don't ever say it. But I heard a guy say it one time.
Is he still pushing the earth away?
Yeah. I don't think he actually made it through. He was one of those, he got, I think he got recycled a couple times and, couldn't cut it. But they're a direct reflection. Your kids are a direct reflection of you and they're going to mirror what they see.
Yep.
And the way this is a whole nother episode, but the way you treat your wife is how they're going to treat their mom and it's how they're going to treat other women. It's how your sons will treat their wife someday. And
it's also your daughters will look for that same thing in a husband.
And I know this has kind of gotten us off topic, but I'm sure you're like me. Sometimes you catch yourself like, that was not the best way to act for other people to see. Well, I guess now that you're empty nesters, you're not saying that in front of your kids anymore, but I've made it a point to if I get in an argument with my wife in front of the kids, because I'm a firm believer that I should argue with my wife in front of them or have discussions in front of my children. For one, it encourages me to be respectful, but two, it sees that you can resolve conflicts and do it peaceably. But I make it a habit, or try to go to my children after an argument if I believe I behaved poorly and say, hey guys, I just want you to know, here's how I was wrong and how I treated mama. Here's how I could have done it better. I'm sorry for you guys. I've asked her for an apology or for forgiveness as well. Just trying to be an open book, trying to be transparent.
That's good.
People think I'm weird because I do that, but I think that's good.
Yeah. Yeah.
But one of the things is helping out around the house.
Mm-hmm.
How do you, what's a few ways you help out?
Well, it's funny, you know, we were talking the other day about different topics, and you said something about how our wives rag on us.
Uh-huh.
And my wife and I were talking about it, and other than driving and the fact that I own the road and no one else knows how to drive,
Yeah.
you know, it's really, there's not really much that, you know, I mean, jokingly, yeah, but there's really not a whole lot that, you know, she rags me about because, you know, we're a team. And, you know, like you and I have talked about, in a lot of ways, we think, you know, we are a little bit different. You know, but my wife and I we're partners in, you know, keeping up the house and this and that.
Sure.
I mean, she doesn't have to pick up after me. I don't have to pick up after her.
Yeah.
You know, and you shouldn't have to. Just like in the military.
Yeah.
Everybody carried their weight. You know, no one should have to do something for you because you're lazy. You know.
Yeah. It did take me until the last few years to realize that, though. But I mean, that goes with the whole theme of my journey in manhood that we've talked about here. Is I didn't feel like a man until the last few years. Maybe this is another reason that why I didn't act like one. I didn't take care of my stuff. I didn't pick up after myself. But now I do. Well, she listens to this. I really try to. Adam's got it perfected. I'm still a work in progress.
Well, but I'm very OCD.
Yeah. See, I'm not like that at all. I can work in a messy environment, and you can't. I don't prefer to. I don't enjoy it. I like to have things tidy, but it's not gonna throw me off the rails as bad as it would you. Yeah. So naturally, and my kids are kind of like me. So my natural state is not to keep everything spick and span all the time, ready for inspection. I had to really deep clean anytime I was getting inspected. And I used to get in trouble during surprise inspections because the seal on the fridge wasn't always spotless. Yeah. I'd have dust sometimes. I'm sorry. Did they do white gloves for you guys? Mm-hmm. I waited. No, I did have a couple of those. Yeah, but.
And, you know, I think that, well,
present company excluded.
The OCD and the inspections and a lot of that, you know, a lot of those things are the reason I do some of the stuff that I do.
Yeah.
Because I have a lot of, and I've talked about this before, but I have there are a lot of things that I do that, you know, my family thinks is funny, but
idiosyncrasies.
Yes. You know, not stepping on rugs and, you know, things like that. I mean, so when y'all, so in your barracks,
mm-hmm.
Did you walk along the very edge of the walls? You didn't walk down the center of the hallway?
Who did this?
I'm asking, did y'all walk down the center of the hallway, or did you walk along the edge of the wall? So you
in basic or in garrison?
I mean, either. Well, no. Well, in basic, we didn't have hallways. So, like in barracks, like, you know, at AIT or whatever.
No, remember I didn't go to AIT. I was combat arms, so I went to OSIT. So it was all one thing, 16 weeks straight.
Okay.
Except I did get to go home for Christmas.
Okay.
Which I thought was kind of cheating. But it was at the 9-week mark where we had just finished basic and we were going to the job training portion of but we got sent back into red phase a few times anyway.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. I remember that guy's name, and I talked to him, I talked about him to my drill sergeant Seamers that I interviewed for Veterans Day. We both remember that guy. So, yeah. I didn't participate, but he did. He was on the receiving end of some correction.
Yeah.
Yeah. Peer correction. Yeah. Well, and drill sergeant correction quite a few times too. We had a guy one time who fell asleep in formation. I may have said this already. Fell asleep in formation and had a negligent discharge. You know, we carried blanks in our rifles and basic teachers trigger discipline and, you know, selector switch discipline. And he fell asleep in formation, which we all did. That was common, just to fall asleep standing up. And if you got real good, you could do it and they wouldn't notice. But fell asleep, and I guess he had it on fire, finger on the trigger. And pow. And if it had been a live round, well, he would have shot his buddy's foot off right next to him. Well, not foot. He wouldn't have shot it off. It's only a 5.56, but it wouldn't have felt good.
Yeah.
I don't remember how I got us derailed onto this. About basic and all that stuff. No, I didn't walk down the edges of the hallways.
Okay.
That must have been in your hotel rooms, because you have the nice rugs in the hotels. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, we had suites. So, yeah.
And the red carpet.
Yeah.
Leading to each one.
Okay. So back to.
Yeah. Okay. So you pick up after yourself. What else do you do?
So something that we've always done in our house is, take for instance, you know, Kim cooks dinner. She cooks dinner. Everyone else cleans the kitchen. Okay. She has done this part of it. Now we do this. Yeah. You know, or if it's just the two of us, whichever one cooks, the other one generally cleans up the kitchen. I mean, and I say that, you know, most of the time we both get in there and do it. But anyway, but, you know, like I said, we pick up after ourselves. You know, we load the dishwasher. You know, we don't have dishes piled, you know, in the sink. And, you know, we don't leave our clothes in the bathroom floor. I mean, it's just, you know, basic housekeeping. Yeah. You know. So what about y'all?
Well, speaking directly to those things, I like to cook. I really enjoy cooking. And I guess it kind of is a carryover from what I used to do all my meal prep when I was competing. Because some people do meal prep with no seasonings and it's just awful. And I have to, at least, food is fuel at the end of the day, but I want to enjoy it if I can. So that made me kind of give me a love for cooking. And so I like to cook. And then typically we will both clean up the kitchen, regardless of who cooks. But like it's dependent sometimes. Sometimes I've got to get back to work or something like that, and she'll go clean up the kitchen. But especially now that she's 36 weeks pregnant almost, I'm trying to ramp up my efforts because the 2-year-old's running around crazy and making messes that faster than we can clean them up. And so I try to help more with that. I try not to leave clothes laying around. She does all of the laundry. I don't do any laundry. And I would if I needed to, but she handles it well. And I have a finite amount of time. And if it was a pain point for her where she was asking me for help or desperately needed my help, I would do that too. But just in general, helping out with not helping. Helping implies that it's her main job. When I say helping, I just mean sharing the load of raising the children. For instance, we just taught my son. We just potty trained him. My wife read this book about how to do it in 3 days, which I thought was a load of horse hockey. I didn't think it was possible. And he's 2. He's 2 years old. That seemed kind of young anyway. And so she read this book, and we sent the big kids to stay with grandmama for the weekend It was just going to be intensive. 3 days. You put him in underwear and you follow him around the house. And you tell him, hey, man, keep your underwear clean. Keep your underwear dry. And it freaking worked. He's potty trained now. It took. And so, but those 3 days, she was planning on her following him and me doing all of the residual tasks. So, the cooking and the cleaning. And if we needed to make a quick trip to the store or something like that. That's not how it ended up being, which is fine. She ended up feeling awful. She was 34, 35 weeks pregnant, and she felt awful the whole weekend. And so I ended up having to do a lot of it, which was fine. But when he has to go number 2, he's still kind of scared, or he was that weekend. And so he would, I gotta go. And he'll sprint to the bathroom. I don't know if he even touched the toilet seat sometimes. Just, I can't. And this book was like, just be encouraging. Tell them they did a great try. Don't make them stay. Don't tell them they have to do it. And so I was just like, I thought I was losing it. Good try, buddy. Great try. You're such a good trier. And then he'd go back to the living room and he'd go play. 5 seconds sometimes. I gotta go. Sprint back to the bathroom. And it's fine. I didn't have any problems with that until I'm trying to eat. And I'm trying to eat my food. I don't even get a bite in. Gotta go. There was one time I just hit the plate with my fork, and I was trying to eat and work at my desk because it was a busy weekend.
Yeah.
And but she couldn't help as much as she had planned, so I picked up the slack.
Yeah.
And that shouldn't be the exception. That weekend, of course, was because it was.
Yeah.
It was, it was concentrated.
Yeah.
But that shouldn't be the exception.
Mm-hmm.
And speaking of that, one of my pet peeves, and yours as well, is when somebody said, "Oh, you got to babysit."
Oh my God. Yeah. My gosh. Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
they're my children. You can't babysit your own children.
Mm-hmm.
Dads, if you feel like you're babysitting when you're watching your own children, get it together.
Yeah.
They're your kids. You babysit other people's kids. You don't babysit your own kids. See, there's the violent feelings. It makes me so angry.
My mom has said that to me before. Oh, you're babysitting? No, I'm being a dad.
Yeah.
Or I'm being a grandfather,
Mm-hmm.
No, I'm not babysitting. It's my job.
Grandparents, I can understand. Because sometimes my wife's parents will babysit our kids. But I see where you're coming. It's not the way you and your wife keep your. Is there a bug?
It's COVID.
So, oh, jeez. It's a horsefly.
Daggum.
Here, use your phone.
Oh, a negative.
Oh.
Did you bring that in with you?
Mm-hmm. You ready? Oh, come on, get back
You
up.
got your hand way too high. I mean,
I didn't come here to film this episode and be criticized for my hand placement before I smack a horsefly. Yeah, I didn't want him to see me coming, man. You don't know how fast I am. Anyway.
okay.
I see what you're saying about,
Yeah.
But you can't babysit your own children.
Yeah. It's called responsibility.
And if you feel like you are, I bet it's indicative of some shortcomings in the rest of your life, buddy. Not you. You and the royal you.
So I got two things. I got three things. I have been in situations where I was at someone's house,
Mm-hmm.
and the guy grilled,
Mm-hmm.
and he was like, Well, I cook supper, okay, with me when I grill a steak, 3 minutes per side, and it's done.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
So, okay, there's, heating up the grill, cleaning it off, prepping, and then,
Wait, hold on, pause. Charcoal?
well, it varies. My grill does both. It does gas or charcoal.
What do you prefer?
Well, it depends. And just like I know some guys that prefer a griddle over, a grill. So I guess it's personal preference.
So now we're going to let people have their own personal preferences?
So
That's a slippery slope. I thought it was our way or the highway. Anyway, go ahead. So guys will claim grilling as their cooking.
Yeah, and well, they cook dinner. Well, meanwhile, while you're, raising the lid and flipping it, your wife's in there making the green beans and the mashed potatoes and the the rolls and making tea and anyway.
And you're out there, not you, of course, but they're out there sipping a beer, cooking.
Yeah. And guys, I'm sorry, we're stepping on toes. Well, I'm not apologizing.
We're not freaking sorry.
Yeah.
Unless, but keep listening or watching. If
please.
Please. And you share this episode. Or if we're making you mad, just comment how mad you are. And then share it again. It's just these idiots, just share it with a bunch of people how stupid we are.
Yeah, it's not like we're going to rate it or anything. So
our wives will.
Yeah. So a story that I was told.
Is it true?
And this may be totally off topic. I wasn't there, so I don't know. I didn't see it. But there was a group of people together at someone's house, this couple's house. Well, the husband, he was drinking a glass of tea. And when he had consumed all of his tea, he just rattled the glass of ice and looked at his wife. And she got up and got the tea pitcher and poured him some more tea. I would have been cleaning that ice up.
I think our two wives are different, as are we. I wouldn't have gotten killed as you would have. My wife would have done it. I would have heard about it later, but my wife would have done it. That's even more dangerous, though, right? Because you take advantage of people when you can. Not you, again. People do. That's tough, man. Like, why treat your wife like that? That's like snapping it at people. Hey.
Yeah. Yeah. And the third thing, something I'm guilty of. So, we have a lot of functions at our house.
Yeah.
And I am guilty of when we are prepping, getting ready for an event. I feel like I need to go outside and do stuff, clean off the porch, blow off around, blow off the sidewalks and this and that.
Yeah.
When there's so much that needs to be done on the inside, the inside needs to be done more than the outside.
Because that's where people will be typically. Well, I mean, I guess if it's summertime and it's a pool party, but.
Yeah. But yeah, so
you run and hide and do your outside chores. I'm sure I've been guilty of that before too.
Yeah, I mean, it's not like I slip off in the woods and smoke or, I mean,
Yeah.
but yeah, I'm being productive.
You don't go do dances with the witches that live back here in the woods. We weren't supposed to tell anybody about that.
No, that's just between us. Anyway, so I have to remind myself of that. Okay, I need to be working inside just as much as outside.
Yeah.
So
well, because I mean that surprises me because you let your wife do all the outside chores anyway, like mowing the grass. So it surprises me that you want to take on those masculine duties. Anyway, so here's another question. Sorry.
So
that got a bunch of views on TikTok, so I gotta.
You're going to continue to bring that.
We need to bring it back up. We need another 200,000 view video.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Maybe it won't do as well the second time, probably.
Well, so we. She actually has a leaf thing too. I don't know that I can say the name of it, but it's one of those big things that she pulls behind her mower and.
A rake?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. But there's another word that goes in front of it that's the name of it. But anyway. But yeah, so
you can talk about companies on here.
You can? See, yeah. I'm always iffy about can you do that. Cyclone Rake. Oh. If you'd like to be a sponsor, contact us.
See, there you go. That's perfect.
Yeah. So yeah, she has a Cyclone Rake.
If it turns out they're neo-Nazis, we don't endorse that.
No, we don't.
Okay. And that's clear now. Yeah. For anybody who was wondering.
Yeah.
Okay. So she does that too?
Yeah.
You don't have to list all the masculine things your wife has to do that you don't do. We can talk about that off air.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. We will. I've got a list of them. Yeah. So, anyway, what else?
Well, just kind of in general, I have a question for you that I already know the answer to, and it might step on your toes, but I'm going to qualify it so that I think it won't. But there will be hundreds of thousands of toes stepped on, I would imagine.
Yeah.
Do you own a recliner?
Do I own a recliner?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
No, I do not.
Okay.
I don't believe in recliners. I don't believe. I don't believe that. I believe they exist.
Okay, I was going to say, I've got one I can show you.
It's not a mythical concept that I refuse to believe exists.
Okay.
I don't think men should have recliners. Unless it's like a movie room where everybody relaxes or something like that. Guys shouldn't have a recliner.
Okay, I'm going to need more explanation.
It's a good, what's the word?
I don't know. I don't know where you're going with
analogy.
This.
That's the one. For how you believe you should behave when you get home. Home, for the man, for the husband, for the father, is not a place to come and relax first. And our society has a big problem with men coming in from work and sitting their butt in the recliner and saying, my work's done for the day.
Yeah.
And I'm sick of it. I'm sick of these guys coming home, relaxing, while their wife, who either worked that day or took care of the house and or kids all day, has to keep working. That's why there's all these moms that are like, well, mom's work's never done, but dad's is. No, it's not. You should come in the door ready to pick up the next task. And that doesn't always mean, and I'm guilty of this, asking your wife what's next. It means coming in and getting your butt to work. How do you take care of the house? How do you shut the house down for the night so that your wife can get a break? Mm-hmm. Get your butt out of the recliner and get to work. And if all the household stuff is done, is your family financially comfortable? Is your family, is there a trip you wish you guys could take? Good. Get off your butt. Go make some money. Go find a way to make some money. I'm not saying, like we said before, I'm not saying you have to chase money at all costs. But if you're not financially comfortable, go to work. If your kids are still awake, get your butt out of the recliner and go play with your kids. Mm-hmm. Get down on the floor with them. Go do something.
Yeah.
Just like the guys that go home, sit in the recliner, and play video games while their wife cooks. I don't know if there's a worse picture. Well, there is a worse picture of a man than that, but that our society accepts as tolerable, and that burns me up. So no, the recliner is.
It still got away. Did
hurt.
everyone see that?
Jeez.
Back to the episode.
Anyway, recliners by themselves aren't evil. I don't own one. I think it ties in very well with what we said before is stop being so comfortable. Stop being so comfortable all the time. My chair is a wooden rocking chair. Whew, sound like you there for a second.
The insults. I just.
Well, if you were quicker with your wit, you could do it too.
Yeah.
Anyway, I have a wooden rocking chair. It creaks real bad, and I do feel bad about that. But I don't rock that much. I just sit in it mostly. It has one cushion, and I don't sit on the cushion. It's just for my lower back because, sitting is not great for you. And so that's my chair. And I don't need to, I shouldn't feel that comfortable. I feel at home, but people oftentimes associate a feeling of being at home. There's probably a word for that I can't think of, but a feeling of being at home with having to be comfortable. You don't have to be comfortable. You can be uncomfortable and still feel at home somewhere. And maybe the military taught us that. Like we said the last episode or 2 episodes ago, whatever it was, that you can sleep anywhere, sleep on command. Just you don't have to be comfortable all the time. And you'll be better off if you're not. And that's my soapbox. I'll get off of this now, and you can talk about whatever you want.
No,
sorry to attack you like that.
Yeah, no, I get where you're coming from. And I've never thought of it like that. But because we are in different stages of life.
And that's what I meant to say that.
Yeah.
I have children at home.
But anyway. Okay.
Well, and I don't care that much.
Yeah.
But yeah, you're in a different situation. You don't have children at home constantly making a mess or there to play with. You're in a very different situation. Also, you get a little bit more sleep than me. So anytime you sit down and recline at all, you don't fall asleep instantly. And I do. So that's another reason I can't, because it'll just be a sleeping chair for me. But no, you're in a completely different stage of life than I am.
Yeah.
So don't feel attacked.
So, like we've talked about, I like to read. And I will sit in my recliner and read.
Yeah.
But, and we try not to watch too much television.
Yeah.
We're about to go to New York, so we have been watching a lot of YouTube videos, just to make sure that we have our list of the places we want to go and what we want to do and things like that. But I don't know. And we try to limit ourselves as far as how much television and what we watch.
Yeah.
Which is a topic for another day.
Yeah.
But
well, I mean, in not just television, but all of the inputs you receive in a day and controlling those. Yeah. Anyway, go ahead.
Yep. So, but I am at a point in my life where, I do need that downtime. And so I do, right now, because we're decorated for Christmas, my chair is not in the living room. So, but anyway, when it is in there,
I would say it's too early to decorate for Christmas, but by the time this episode airs, we'll be in full swing of Christmas season. So, yes, enjoy your Christmas.
So, first weekend of November. Yeah, first weekend of November. No, actually, it was still in October when I got all the Christmas stuff out of the attic.
Yeah, we talked about it.
Yeah.
Because you had your boys over and whoosh.
Yep, that's right. Yep. So, we love Christmas around here, and we have a lot of decorating.
I love Christmas too. Hey.
We have a lot of decorating that we do, so we start early.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I wish? I don't like that we've lost Thanksgiving as a holiday, basically. It's just pre-Christmas.
Yeah.
I don't like that. I wish that it was you would decorate. We decorate, we try. It'll be a little off this year with everything going on, but we try to decorate on Black Friday. That's the day after Thanksgiving for anybody that doesn't know that. And that was a joke.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry.
So we try to decorate on Black Friday every year, but then there's not enough Christmas, right? You get a month is all you get. I wish it was more socially acceptable to run Christmas until like the first week of February.
Yeah.
We do, and I don't care what anybody thinks, but I wish everybody else did it along with us.
Yeah.
Because January is the coldest month anyway. It doesn't make sense that we're like, all right, well, Christmas is over. No, it's still winter. Embrace the winterness. Mm-hmm. Anyway.
Well, when do you start listening to Christmas music?
Well, my kids made me do it the other day. 2-3 weeks ago.
Okay.
Yeah, right after Halloween.
Yeah. Okay. Well,
I still don't. I wait.
Okay.
You wait.
Why?
Enjoy the fall season. And especially down here, it doesn't start getting cooler until
but
this minute.
Yeah, it was
we had
70 the other day.
But before that, it got into the 20s, like in early November, which it doesn't normally do around here.
Yeah.
But yeah, I like to section it out, and my wife does too. My wife is. You said you guys decorate. My wife is a lover of seasons and holidays, and that, what's the Swedish term for it? I may have mentioned it on the podcast. Hygge. Mm-hmm. It's like Hygge. I don't know how you say it for sure, because the Swedes talk funny. But Hygge, I think is how you say it, and it's like that coziness you feel around Christmas time by doing Christmassy things. But you can kind of get it for any holiday, right? And my wife loves that. So I really appreciate that she's... Hand still hurts.
Yeah.
I really appreciate that she is the magic maker in the house.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, because kids need that.
So we were in town last night. We had a bunch of errands to run, and we were driving through a neighborhood to our some friends of ours, their house, and we were, checking all the Christmas lights. Mm-hmm. And Thanksgiving. I mean, it's the week of Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, I don't like that. I don't like it. That's un-American. You heard it here first.
So,
anything else on helping out around the house? Get up and do it. It's not women's work.
Yeah.
Just because your wife has tasks that she like my wife is a stay-at-home mom, so she has tasks that she generally does, and she is in charge of the home. But that doesn't lessen my responsibility to be a good husband, whatever it looks like. If you live in a tiny home and there's not that many household chores, there's something you could be doing as a husband. Spend time with her. Mm-hmm. Stop just doing your own thing. Unless she doesn't like you, and then I guess go away.
Do you iron?
No.
Okay.
It's not about principle. I buy shirts that I don't have to iron. I'm not real highbrow, in case you couldn't tell, just by looking at me.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't really have any. Like, I don't have any dress shirts. I probably should, but all my stuff is like the wrinkle free.
I got you. Hey, there's nothing wrong with
Or
that.
just throw it in the dryer. Like, that's good enough.
A buddy of mine, he and his wife, their dryer went belly up, and they went and got a new one. And it has a steam setting. So
you got to connect water to it?
You run a water line to it, and you put it on steam setting, and it...
Boy, we are living in the future.
I'm telling you. Yeah. It's like the Jetsons or something.
Yeah. That's actually what I was going to say, except Rosie's not there to literally do it for you.
Yeah. Yeah.
I still can't fly here. I still have to drive here late.
Mm-hmm. If you flew, would you still be late?
No, I'd just leave later and still be. Mm-hmm. I don't like to be late anyway, though. But this is just a podcast. It's not that big of a deal.
Yeah. So you don't like to be late?
No, I hate it. I hate it.
Me too.
But
Me too.
Sometimes, as a dad and a husband, if you're taking the whole family with you, gonna be a little late. Because everybody's still sitting around on Sunday morning drinking their coffee and, enjoying the Sunday morning. It's like, what? We should have started getting ready about 30 minutes ago, everybody.
Are you the dad that's sitting in the driveway in the vehicle, honking the horn?
Yes, but not while my wife is doing chores or getting the kids ready to go, because that's shirking my responsibilities. It's genuinely because I thought everybody was ready to go, and I was like, okay, let's go. And then I'm sitting there like, apparently I was wrong. And then my wife comes out holding like a coffee cup and one of those big things of water, and then juice for the baby, and he's got also his water cup, and then the baby's like on her neck somehow, and then I'm like, oh, I forgot the baby.
What a loser.
She's okay though. She's not that bad. She listens. She's gonna be upset you called her that.
Have you seen the video? And I know we talk about it in Sunday school a lot. The video of the family walking into church,
looking like the perfect family on Sunday morning.
They got it all together. That is
my family. Yeah. Yeah.
But then it backs up to that morning,
Yeah.
what led up to it. And that's hilarious.
Yeah, that's us.
Yeah.
That's
I
us.
love that.
And it's going to get worse because we got the fourth kid is going to be here, and the due date's a month from tomorrow. Maybe here by the time this episode airs.
Yeah. But yeah, and that used to be us. And my wife always says, she would tell the kids, because we had breakfast at church, and she would tell them, okay, if you're not ready to go, then, and we're not leaving in time to get breakfast at church, you're not going to eat. And that was encouragement.
And you're going to like it.
Yeah, for them to be ready. Something that was always a rule in our house on Sunday mornings, television does not come on.
Yeah, we don't either.
Because it's, for one, it's a distraction, getting ready. And, have you ever thought about the fact that so you can get up, get everybody ready for school and for work during the week, and leave the house by 7:00.
Yeah.
But if you don't have to be at church until 9:00, it's all you can do to get there, to keep from getting there and walking in late.
Yeah.
But back to not turning the television on Sunday mornings. 2 reasons. It's a distraction. One, from them getting ready, and it's a distraction of their thoughts.
Get them off track before. Yeah. What up?
Because, and something else. Have you ever walked into church singing a song that you heard on the radio on the way to church. Say you started your truck and it was on, I'm going to say, a certain station.
Yeah.
That...
like 102.3 The Rocket. That was pretty good.
It was.
Sorry.
Think they'd be a sponsor?
I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, or I'll give a perfect example. We walked into church one morning and I was sitting there and I caught myself singing
an Eminem song, like you always do.
A song about beer drinking.
Yeah. You can't be talking about beer drinking at church.
Well, I wasn't talking about it.
You can't be singing about beer drinking
it in
church,
my head.
Adam. And it's a Baptist church, man. I'm telling them. I hope y'all are listening to this.
Anyway, and I know I got us way off topic.
One of my favorite jokes is or like, it's not a joke, but like favorite comedic effects is to like be talking about a guy and then one of the punchlines would be like, and he's a deacon at his church. I just love that as a thing. Anyway, we listen to Christian music throughout the house on Sunday mornings.
Well, and
I like music, and I don't do what you just did because. So it's cliche because I'm the drummer in our praise band. It's cliche for the drummer to not have listened to any of the music beforehand, and they come in and be like, "Yeah, I've heard this. You guys just start it, and I'm gonna figure this out and just wing it." And you're not supposed to follow cliches, but usually Sunday morning on the way to church, on the way to band practice, that 45 minutes of band practice is when I'm first hearing the songs that we're supposed to be playing that day. So, no, my heart's full of worship music.
Yeah.
Just panicked a little bit.
Well, and I guess I should have gone more into detail there. I'm thinking, because yes, we listen to Christian music, and generally when we're getting ready on Sunday mornings, my wife has something playing on her phone.
Yeah. Does your wife use a speaker or does she play it from her phone speaker?
From her phone.
Mine does too, and it burns me up.
Why?
It ticks me off, man. We've got a perfectly good Bluetooth speaker, and you're listening to music with those crappy little speakers on whatever phone you have, not that anyone's worse, on those crappy little speakers on your phone, and you're not getting the beautiful qualities of the music, all the layers of the music. You could do that just with a simple Bluetooth speaker. Just listen to it through the speaker and get all of the music.
Okay, I think we struck a nerve there. So, anyway, threw me off. But yeah, we listen to Christian music, when we're getting ready on Sunday mornings. But, there is that occasion to where, and most of the time, I was going to say most of the time in my vehicle I listen to Christian music, but I've gotten to the point where I don't listen to a lot of music because there was one time I was, and I may have talked about this before, my memory's kind of shot, but there was a point where I was trying to eliminate waste, which I do that a lot. I try to evaluate and I evaluate and try to eliminate, mainly wasted time. And I thought, it hit me one day. I'm like, okay, I'm driving down the road and I'm listening to the same songs I've heard hundreds and hundreds of times. What is that doing to build me, to improve me, to help me to be a better person? Mm-hmm. It's not. So that's when, I started listening to audiobooks and things like that.
Or podcasts.
Yeah.
I feel the same way, but I'd go through cycles because music is it's very therapeutic to me too. So I do go through spells of where I go back to music more. But typically, I've got an audiobook or a podcast playing in the car, or nothing, like we've talked about before.
Yeah,
So-
there are a lot of times that, I like the quiet,
Yeah.
because the phone's going to ring again just any minute.
Here shortly.
And I collect my thoughts.
It just ticked over to 5:05.
Yeah.
Our phone's gonna start. Well, speaking of quiet, it's almost time for us to be quiet.
Yep.
But we have to talk about chapter 3, which was our favorite chapter of the Abolition of Man by C.S. Lewis.
Oh, absolutely. I couldn't wait to read it over and over and over again.
And
to
it
try
was
to figure
over
out what
half
he
the
was
book.
saying. Yeah. Yeah.
The final chapter.
And it was harder to get the gist of chapter 3
Yeah.
than either of the other chapters.
He likes to embed his gists, doesn't he?
Yeah. Yep.
The whole point of it, unless you want to.
No, feel free.
The whole point was, he talked about the innovators last chapter. Now they're the conditioners, which is you had to wipe away objective morality, objective truth, and now you rebuild society the way you want. Which it reminded me of society today, obviously, but also like ancient Rome. They started just being just such covered in debauchery. I mean, to where it began to define their civilization, and then they fell. And I can't help but wonder and draw parallels to our current society. We've left objective truth in the past, and we've latched on to immorality just as almost being the moral good in a way. It's just bizarre. Hedonism is just taken off, where it's just whatever feels good, whatever is right. And I guess that just means it's the pattern we go through as humans, is because we're naturally sinful, which is just us going back to our natural state. But how the conditioners, which is a small group, he says basically it's a small group of elites that are in charge. It reminded me of like Epstein, all that stuff that's going on there. All these, conspiracies you hear about, the small group of elites that engage in all these awful things and run the world. But he was saying that they then will remake society as they want to. And he did make a point of saying that they get caught in their own trap, though, then. And when society falls, they're sucked in with it.
Well, and, he did basically say that it makes generations weaker.
Mm-hmm. Just like that saying, right?
Yeah. I think sometimes, if everyone was, I think about the people I come into contact with on a daily basis and how frustrated I get. But, if everyone was like me, it would be...
Sorry. I just got a little chill.
But yeah, if everyone was like me, it would be a dull society.
Like Soylent Green.
Like what?
Soylent Green. You never seen that movie? Soylent Green is people. Spoiler alert.
Okay. But yeah, so there has to be contrast. There has to be different personalities, different, it's what makes the world go round.
But saying that isn't a rejection of an objective truth. It's not a rejection of the Tao.
Right.
It's an embracing of it. We all live within it. Be as different as you can within this.
Yes. Within these boundaries.
And
I guess
those boundaries are incredibly wide.
Yeah.
But we some portions of our society have jumped outside those.
Be different, but be a decent person. Be a good, moral person.
Yeah. Yep. And you don't have to throw all that out to be an individual.
Right. Yep, that's right.
And speaking of being an individual, and us being different, I'm going to pick the book next time.
Please do.
Yeah. And we have thrown out the idea, not to either our videographer or our producer, of separating this into a separate episode and doing books that are a little bit more palatable.
Oh, yeah,
Not palatable, digestible.
This is news to them. Right?
Yeah. Congratulations.
Yeah.
Of separating that out and keeping the main episodes the main episode and doing this as a side episode.
Yeah.
And really being able to delve into these books. So if you guys have feelings about that or whatever, let us know in the comments. And
book suggestions.
Yeah, suggest some books.
Yeah.
And in fact, once we get that Patreon up and running, and it may be by the time this episode's out, I think it'll be part of our tier that we allow book recommendations and requests. And we weigh those, obviously, very heavily for our weight bearers.
Yep. And we're not going to break it down by chapter like we have done with the Abolition of Man. I mean, we may break it down in sections. I don't know.
Yeah.
We don't know what it
maybe like
looks
half a book or something. Yeah.
Yeah.
Whatever. And it may depend on the book.
Yeah.
Longer books may take more episodes.
Well, and like we said the other day, like I may read a book just like the Abolition of Man. I read it, but then, this has been going on for a while now, so I'd have to go back and reread it.
Yeah. We're going to try to read it and let our listeners read it quicker.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But we realize not everyone has the time, I mean, I know it's difficult for you.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, because once the family is ready to go to bed or in bed, you're about ready to drop, and you might read 3 or 4 words and you're out.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
So,
but yeah, if you guys have any suggestions about what you want that to look like, let us know. If you guys have any ideas for potential sponsors, or if somebody listening owns a company or is in a decision-making role in a company and you guys want to sponsor the podcast, we're looking for sponsors right now. We have production costs we need taken care of, and we just we want to keep delivering this podcast, and we want to keep making it better and improving it, and just like we want to improve ourselves. So
yeah, and we feel like this is what we are led to do.
Mm-hmm.
Yep,
exactly.
And we need to be planning our Christmas or holiday. And when I say holiday, I mean that includes Thanksgiving and Christmas.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Not that, Christmas doesn't exist.
This will be out after Thanksgiving.
Yeah. So, but still, I think we need to do an episode just, holiday traditions and,
that's good.
That kind of thing.
Yeah, and we'll end it with going, Merry Christmas, flipping the table.
No, we won't.
Okay. Well, anyway.
Okay.
I'm Ethan.
I'm Adam.
Thanks for listening or watching to Way to Manhood. See you next time.
Take care.